I guarantee that you are playing shows without one of these 10 absolutely crucial items. Let's find out what you're missing. Hails, minions and mortals, this is Fang from Lords of the Trident. I have been gigging my entire immortal life, but not just as a musician, also as a professional roadie for bands like Steppenwolf, Molly Hatchet, and Bachman Turner Overdrive. I have played countless shows and seen thousands of bands, and I gotta tell you, I am absolutely shocked at the number of bands who forget to bring the items that I'm about to show you. These 10 things not only make you a better musician, they make life on the road thousands of times easier. Also, make sure you watch until the end of the video because I'm going to be revealing some items that are important but didn't quite make the list. Okay, let's get right into it. Number 10, high fidelity earplugs. Part of being a musician is studying music, and it's awfully hard to listen to other bands with big pieces of orange foam in your ear. I swear, the amount of musicians I see walking around with basic bitch earplugs is astounding. For about $15, you can pick up a set of these high fidelity earplugs, which not only keep your ears safe, but they use a filter so that you can still hear a lot of what's going on. They're reusable, relatively easy to clean, and cheap. Heck, I keep a few pairs in the glove box of my car just in case. Pick these up! You can't hear anything through those foam plugs. Extra bonus points if you get custom molded plugs. Now these obviously cost a lot more, and you usually need to go to an audiologist to have molds done. But these earplugs are beyond amazing. They are comfy, and I hear everything exactly the same, just 20 decibels lower. Number 9, a credit card reader. Here's something that's gonna blow your mind. If you accept credit cards, you make more money. I know, shocking, right? There is absolutely no reason not to pick up one of these. Most of the time they are cheap or free, and they work with any smartphone. We use the Square readers, and since we started accepting credit cards, we've seen a 30% increase in merch sales. If you want to be super fancy, you can pick up one of these chip and RFID readers for about 50 bucks. But Fang, what about the fees? Yeah, I get it. Square or PayPal usually take about 3% of your sales, but if someone wants to spend $30 at your merch booth and has no cash, would you rather have $29 or $0? Number 8, a clip-on tuner. You might think, just because you've got a pedal tuner or one of those fancy in-rack blinky light tuners, that you don't need a clip-on tuner, and you'd be wrong. What if you're warming up in the green room and your guitar is insanely out of tune? What if your pedal board power supply suddenly goes out in the middle of a show and you need to completely bypass it? What if you're on tour in Europe and you've added an acoustic show last minute and suddenly someone hands you a guitar that may or may not be in tune and that you've never played before? Are you gonna go digging through the back of the giant Sprinter van just to try to pull out your pedal board buried underneath 500 pounds of amps and smelly clothes? Or are you just going to use your clip-on tuner that costs you all of $10? By the way, links for all of these items are going to be in the description below. Number 7, a multi-tool. This one's a no-brainer. Need to clip strings or unscrew the back of a guitar to replace a battery or threaten the owner of a club with a knife? Well, this is not a knife, but no need to carry around a full toolkit if you've got a multi-tool. If you have a multi-tool, take it out right now and help us out by hitting the little like button. And if you've not already pledged your fealty to your lords by subscribing, I hear the multi-tool can actually make quick work of that. Number 6, a flashlight. Newsflash, venues are dark. I can't tell you the number of times I've seen someone fumbling with a flashlight on their phone to try to look at the back of their amp or find something at the merch booth. Just pick up a number of these tiny LED flashlights. Most of the time they're so cheap they're practically free. You can also use them for spooky stories or to part a crowd for moving gear or to signal a sound guy. Number 5, your own microphone. This is probably the most expensive item on the list, as a standard Shure SM58 microphone costs around $100. But think about this. Every single vocalist at this show is going to be spitting and screaming and drooling all over the same microphone all night. And not only that, when's the last time you think the sound guy has opened this up and cleaned this microphone? How many years of bacteria and microorganisms are living in this microphone. As a vocalist on tour, the #1 fear is getting sick, and by using the venue's microphone, you're basically open mouth kissing every single vocalist who's been using the microphone for the last week. This may be the most expensive item on the list, but it's going to pay for itself in preventative care. Number 4, gaffer's tape. No, not duct tape. Gaffer's tape. What's the difference? Well, gaffer's tape, or gaff, has a fabric-like top and is specifically designed to not leave a sticky residue when it's applied to things like cables. Duct tape leaves an absolute mess behind, and it is super hard to get that residue off of your equipment. Gaff tape is way easier to remove and pretty much as strong as duct tape. The downside, of course, is that it is more expensive, but it's totally worth it. Number 3, blower fans. Unless you're an unmovable shoegaze band, you will always get really hot and sweaty up on stage, especially if you're wearing a full suit of armor, because leather does not breathe. Some stages have fans, but they're usually pretty beat up and nowhere near strong enough to make your lead guitarist's glorious hair billow in the wind. So, pick up a few of these blower fans, and not only will you stay cool, but you will be the hero of the night for all the other bands who are playing before or after you. They cost about $50, so they're not super cheap, but they are way more rugged and reliable than a standard box fan. Also, all the fans come with power plugs on the side and a 10-foot cord, so they also double as an extension cord for front of stage power for your pedal board. Big shout out to our friends and tour mates Psycho Stick for introducing us to these amazing fans. Number 2, single serve soap, shampoo, and deodorant. Unless you're rolling in cash, you're not going to be getting a hotel room after every show on tour. And some of the places you'll be crashing, well, they may not be very sanitary. I don't know about you, but once 2 a.m. rolls around after a show, the only thing I want to do is take a shower and go to sleep. And life on the road is 100% better when you're clean. So make sure to grab a number of single serve or travel size soap bars, deodorant, shampoo, and toothpaste, because I guarantee you that you'll either find a shower with absolutely nothing in it, or one of your band members will forget or run out of these items. You can usually get these items at department stores in the travel aisle, or if you're staying at a hotel, you can try to raid an unguarded housekeeping cart. Okay, this last item is one that I've been talking about for years, yet I still do not see any bands using on tour. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you the most important item you can possibly bring with you on the road. Number 1, blow-up beds. Like I was saying, after a show, the only thing I want to do is take a shower and find a bed. And 90% of the time, the place you're crashing at will not have 5 extra beds for you and your bandmates. Sometimes all you can get is a floor. On rare occasions, some of the bands we've toured with didn't have a place to stay at all and had to sleep on the barroom floor. Sure, you could also pile into the van and try to sleep there, but that's just about as uncomfortable as a sticky beer-soaked wood floor. Do yourself and your bandmates a favor and pick up some self-inflating blow-up beds. They're about the size of a large backpack and inflate and deflate in 2 minutes flat. The nice double-decker style beds are only about $35 to $40, and a good night's sleep can be the difference between playing well and playing poorly. It can be the difference between mentally healthy and wanting to kill your drummer for bringing only unsalted peanuts on tour. It is beyond a doubt the number 1 most important tool for any band on tour, and the one that almost every band neglects. So there were a number of important items that didn't quite make the list, but before I reveal those, how many of these items do you bring to your shows, and how many did I miss? How many are absolutely crucial to you? Leave a comment below and let me know. A towel. Great for getting the sweat off of you after a show, and taking a shower is a bit awkward if you don't have a way to dry yourself off. Spare cables, power instrument, speaker, and mic. You never know how chewed up some of the cables of the venues are going to be. If you run an instrument that utilizes a DI like keyboards, your own DI boxes could be very, very handy. If you're a vocalist, a vocal health kit. I've got throat coat tea, cough drops, and my vocal mist in the box. By the way, if you've never tried a vocal mist, I would highly recommend picking one up. I use it before and after nearly every show to keep my voice moisturized. Vape Niche. An external phone battery, especially if you're taking a bunch of pictures, videos, or live streaming the concert from your phone, you might need some extra juice. Also useful if you have limited charging ports in your band van. A lockbox, an easy way to keep your money safe and organized. Fingernail clippers, because a hangnail for guitar players is like putting needles on your fretboard. A drum key. Nobody likes out-of-tune drums. Extra batteries, especially 9 volts. Technically, you should invest in a pedal board with pluggable power for your pedals, but it's always good to have a backup just in case. A hidden flask. Look, I'm not going to tell you that it's generally a good idea to sneak liquor into a bar. It's not. But if you're playing Chicago or New York, there is no way in hell I'm going to spend $9 on a rail gin and tonic. Oh, I have not opened this in a while. That is... I don't know what that is. Something. Anything I missed? Let me know in the comments below. And as always, we wouldn't be able to make these videos or survive on the road without the absolutely incredible support of our Patreon backers. If you want exclusive videos and merch and music and more, please consider joining our metal army right now at patreon.com/Lords of the Trident. Thanks for watching, and stay metal.